Let me just share two stories from the early church. It's really interesting when you see this. I was just sharing this up at another church up in Bay Harbor, Michigan the other day. It's the story of Telemachus. Telemachus was an ascetic monk. He was a monk of the Christian tradition where he sort of withdrew from society as an ascete. You know, he would just wanted to read the scriptures and do things, but he would help the poor and all this stuff as well. But he was sort of a hermit. Well, he had heard, and these are the early centuries of the Christian faith, he had heard that a new pagan emperor had reinstituted the gladiatorial games. And he's like, this can't be. This is just a monstrous thing. I'm hearing this rumor. This can't be right. This can't be true. So I got to go do something about this. So he went to Rome to see if, in fact, the rumors were true. And when he got there and he saw the Colosseum was filled to capacity with onlookers and people in the audience who were watching two men kill each other, literally kill each other, for the sake of their amusement, he was appalled by this, and he rushes down. Now, there's two different traditions about the story. The story is true, but there's two different traditions about the details of it. One tradition has Telemachus running down from the top of the Colosseum down onto the sands of the Colosseum, and he jumps in between the two gladiators, and he's trying to get them to stop. But the crowd is so angry. The crowd wants and is filled with such bloodlust, and this guy is getting in the way that they begin to throw things at him, and they stone him to death right there on the sands of the Colosseum. So he becomes the one who dies, not the gladiators necessarily. Another tradition has Telemachus coming down and being on the sand floor of the Colosseum, and he stands in between the two gladiators, and he's shouting as loud as he possibly can over the din of the audience, and he's saying, "In the name of Christ, stop this! In the name of Christ, stop this!" And one of the gladiators throws a spear right through the middle of him, and he dies right there. And as he's falling to the ground, he starts with, fading voice saying, "In the name of Christ, stop this," about the guy who just killed him. But what isn't a matter of disagreement is what happened next, is that the emperor was so moved eventually by what Telemachus did that he ended the gladiator games, and there's never been another gladiator game ever again in the history of Rome.
Well,
he went into the fray seeing a horrible evil and was willing to be self-sacrificial to do something about it. You see the juxtaposition of Telemachus and the audience. What we have to be careful of, and to have our Christian character in a time of turmoil, is to really say, which one am I being? Am I being Telemachus, or am I being an audience member? We all have to ask ourselves that constantly, and nowadays especially. So let's just be careful to do that. And sometimes it costs you your life, or your friends, or whatever it is. But change can happen. If it happened then, it can happen now. It was Malcolm Muggeridge who said that new news is just old news happening to new people. And I think that's true.
It's so true.
It's so true. It's not, times are tough now, but they were pretty tough then too. We were being fed to lions just because of what we believed. Yeah. And the most powerful empire in the world. And that empire changed. As Will Durant had said, because of the way Christians had served the people who hated them. He said eventually Christ and Caesar met in the arena, and Christ had won.